It's a me, Max Stein, and I love video games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love video games.
I'm Wrathable, and I love video games.
Oh, nice.
Oh, can't top that one. Hey guys, Vinny here. I love video games.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we talk treasured video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. This week, we're doing a video game pairing. That's right. We are pairing Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers Wonder. You can probably tell by the title of this episode. These two classic platformers, I'd say. Well, one classic and one new classic. It's almost
It'll be a classic.
Super Mario Brothers genre. This awesome multiplayer version of Super Mario Brothers. I want to say. But first, Buck,
What?
will you take us back?
Back in time. Oh boy, have I got a doozy for you kids today.
Where we at?
Yeah.
What time is it?
We are on the Wii
Nintendo Wii.
Oh.
because kids that don't think the Wii is retro, you were in middle school at the time and now you have a mortgage.
Got him.
Got it.
Time to be flying, though.
Responsibilities. I don't want responsibilities.
Yeah, I
So
have
says
nothing to
Tommy
say to that.
Pickles. I have for you a really great game that was a short series, short-lived, but still amazing series. Believe it or not, by Atlas. It was originally on the Nintendo DS, and then they made a port of this game to the Wii. And I am
I
talking
have
about.
no idea what this is going to be.
I know it's great. Okay, behind the scenes spoilers. When we talk about doing a retro zone, I literally go into the warehouse and do like 10 laps and pick up like 10 games as I do laps. And I go, ooh, a Super Nintendo game. Ooh, an NES game. Ooh, a Game Gear game. And then I fan them all out and I go, that's a good one this week. And this week we are talking about Trauma Center, Second Opinion.
Oh,
I
I remember
my
that.
God.
I remember that game.
Wow, what a good one.
Dude, what's that? Wait, hold on. What is
Trauma
Oh,
Center
Raph, you don't know?
Trauma
no.
Center
Oh,
is what it is.
was a surgery puzzle simulator game made by Atlas for the DS
my God.
originally. This is an improved port for the Wii because you also had the motion controls as well, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
So you literally do puzzles in the form of surgery. And
Dude.
it'll yeah, if you've never
Sorry,
played,
I didn't mean to
no, it's
interrupt.
okay.
This game
Yeah,
is fucking awesome. It's
fun.
it's
I
Cooking
agree.
Mama meets Ace Attorney almost, like the anime styling is of Ace Attorney,
Yes.
but the knitting games of Cooking Mama. But
Yes.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Oh,
you
with
off.
cancer.
You're doing surgery. Continue.
No,
Yeah.
But Mac is exactly right. They present to you like biology in like a puzzle form factor, but they also give you like these order of operations like it would be for surgery, like prep the area, cut with the scalpel, peel back the scale. Okay, it gets a little gross, but do surgery
Yeah, it's
things.
quite graphic.
White blood cells this and remove the polyps that and those kinds of things.
I was
yeah,
just about to say a lot of polyp
yeah.
removal in
Play
that
Exercise
game.
the
It was
demons inside
Quite
the liver.
yucky.
But
Yeah.
it becomes like a mixture of like a puzzle game meets like Grey's Anatomy kind of shit, right? Like it has story
Yeah.
and it has
It's got an Ace Attorney like melodramatic like anime storyline background to this surgery game. That's oh man, for the DS, that game is
It's fire.
fantastic.
This
Because
game. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say the touchscreen. I don't know if the many spin-off like shovelware games like that came after, you know what I mean? Like, did Newgrounds spawn this genre of video game, or
Possibly.
did because now there are many. If you look on the iPhone store, you'll find many games that involve you like doing gross surgery, cutting people in. But this game, man, I have fond memories of this one.
Yeah.
Man, I've never heard of this game.
This version,
Operation.
it was a little more forgiving because you were on the Wii, so you were like pointing at a TV screen rather than like resting your wrist on the DS and moving it, right? I remember this one still feeling pretty good, even though it wasn't quite as great as the DS. We obviously get it in on the DS too, but
It was like the video game version of Operation or something. Like there was
Well,
a
that's
lot
what
of
I was
like
thinking.
much more adult, much more
But
adult.
like, it would be like remove this piece without touching this or that, or like move the stylus exactly through this very fine line of obstacles, or else the person you're operating on will die.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, there's a little bit of that procedure kind of thing to it
Yeah.
too. Like I said, they kind of, like any game, they like slowly introduce mechanics, and then
Right.
it becomes, okay, now what? Oh, I have to diagnose. Hold the whatchamacallit,
yes.
up to the
Nunchuck.
body, and well, yes, but
Yeah.
hold like the little whatever body.
What do they do, the pregnancy
X-ray
thing? What is that
Yeah,
called? Yeah, dang
the
it.
ultrasound. You do
The
like an
ultrasound,
ultrasound
yeah.
and look for there's an
Look for the
enlargement in
tumor.
this. Okay,
Yeah.
you do those kinds of things, and you start to learn where you go with that. But did you ever play this one, Benny, or either any of these?
I think I may have played a game that I thought was that. I might be thinking of a different game because I remember this surgery game that actually there were like little demons and little like viruses that you had to go and hunt and shit. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong
It
game.
may have been a sequel. I'm not sure. Who
I'm
knows?
not sure.
They didn't
And
make
there
a
may have-
whole lot of these.
There may have been
This
demons
is
you
the
had to
other
remove.
anime surgery game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's the other anime. So yeah, exactly.
Arguably so, just like Cooking Mama, this is the good ones, right? Like
I
Cooking
didn't
Mama was
know-
good, but all the offshoots and shovelware were not so good.
I didn't know that was an Atlas game. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
It's
Here's a really funny question. What kind of categories you got to pick to get Trauma Center?
Wow.
So believe it or not, even though it doesn't have like blood in it, but you're performing surgery, right? But it does have a T for teen rating, so you don't have to select you're okay with mature games. This actually falls under the strategy, the strategy category that we have for it, because it's not 100% a puzzle game, right? It's not just moving block. It's not Dr. Mario. It's not a puzzle quest like that. It definitely falls
Right.
into the more the strategy kind of simulation kind of categories, which is another category that we have as well too. Yeah, it is a weird one to categorize, which is sometimes a challenge for me because I'm the one that had to categorize them.
Right.
When we import in the Wii's library originally, I have to go through all 2,000 individual Wii titles and categorize them all of how we want our system to find you there, right? So
Yeah.
this
Were
this
there
one
really-
doesn't have a ton of parameters on it.
Wait, I'm sorry. Were there really over 2,000 titles for the Wii? I don't remember there being that many.
I have a list somewhere. Well, the reason why is because the Wii has a lot of shovelware.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
a lot
I
of
see, I
archery
see.
games, a lot of
We have
shooting games.
Imagine the Imagine series, which is Imagine Wedding Designer, Imagine Babies, Imagine Prom, Imagine. There's
Imagine
literally
prom.
the DS.
Just
Imagine it, because you're
Imagine
not going,
prom.
honey.
Yeah.
The
you
Wii-
own a Wii.
Yeah,
You
the
wanna-
Wii and the DS have a lot of shovelware on them. We actually have our subscribers wouldn't know this, and anybody interested in our service wouldn't know this, but we actually have a hidden internal category for ourselves called shovelware. You cannot select it as a subscriber, but it basically tells our system it's in there. So if you own it, you can put it in your collection, but no one will ever get it in a box.
That's funny.
We will not carry it.
That's really funny.
But
Good.
there's a lot in the Wii.
That is an excellent retro zone, I'd say.
Nice one, dude.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Second opinion. Is that what the subtitle is? Second
Yeah,
opinion.
because it's just
That's really funny.
it's just a port of the first Trauma Center from the DS.
Oh my
That's
god!
the best
what?
naming convention ever. I'd
Not
like to get
first
a
draft energy.
second opinion. This is not.
They had to have a meeting for this one.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thank you,
That's
Atlas.
second draft energy.
All right.
The art style for this game, I'm
Yeah.
looking at it again, this is the Persona 4 team.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
It's
That's the
super,
Persona 4 team.
super anime. Absolutely.
Now just imagine doing surgery as the characters from Persona.
And I looked
Yeah.
I looked it up real quick while you guys were talking. This is the game I'm thinking of.
With the
there
dog.
Okay.
are there
I
are
remember
little,
that kind
I
of
there
thought
are
so.
little 3D anime demons and
No
little
way.
monsters running around in the
You have
body
to,
that
like,
you have to
I
chase around with a laser and shit and zap them.
I
think at one point you have to, like,
part of the body.
You gotta
Yeah.
draw like a pentagram or something to like do a
Mhm.
special like.
Yeah, it gets a little
surgery
dark.
spell?
Yeah, it's definitely
It's
in a
crazy.
fantasy world.
It's
It's, not
crazy.
Oh my
realistic.
It's
surgery
Persona.
for most
It's
of
like
it.
if one of the Persona characters were brought in for surgery after going into the
Yeah,
frickin'
no.
whatever it's called, the upside
Dude.
down, the
that's your
yes,
that's
fuck.
your
I
hint.
know it's an
That's
Atlas
your
game.
hint.
I
That's your
understand.
hint.
Yeah.
They don't
Jesus
do normal.
Christ.
but they don't do normal. Is my point,
What's
right?
what's it called? The metaverse. You came back from the metaverse. You have a metaverse virus inside of you. This is the game
Yeah,
about
you're in the-
getting operated
You're in
on.
the Atlas verse.
I straight up every time I hear about some weird game that I've never heard of, like some strange premise, I'm like, it's Atlas, isn't it? And it usually is.
I fucking love it.
That's what we do.
It makes surgery
Unicorn
fun.
find you weird shit.
Overlord is Atlas.
Oh, which I just started playing. It was amazing.
All
Very
right. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to dive into Super Mario World.
Whee!
Yahoo!
Suddenly, the sky is a little clearer. The water is a little bluer. The road's a little bumpier. The jumps are harder. The level's deeper. The character's smarter. The sound is hotter. The graphics cooler. The secret's darker. The danger's fiercer. The challenge a whole lot tougher. And suddenly, the world's a more exciting place to be. Super Mario World. It comes only as part of the system it was created for. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The next generation from Nintendo. Now you're playing with power. Super power.
All right, and we're back, and we have an excellent topic today, gentlemen. Our game pairing. We selected Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers Wonder. So, my thought process behind this is a lot of people in the gaming journalism space are comparing these two games to one another, like just straight up saying that Super Mario Brothers Wonder sort of is carrying the torch of the old school, I guess, 2D Mario platformer, as opposed to those new Super Mario Brothers like 3D World games, you know what I mean, and the other 2D platformer series that they have. I don't know. I guess I haven't played either of those, so I'm not familiar with how they feel. But I digress. I want to start with Super Mario World because it came out first. So, Super Mario World. This game's pretty fucking good. 1991. Buck, as our in-game historian, would you like to enlighten us on Super Mario World, please?
Super Mario World, holy smokes, right? As far as the history goes behind it too, it was created by the R&D4 division, which we all know, or if you don't know, is headed up by the illustrious Shigeru Miyamoto, who has known for creating series as Donkey Kong Country by a larger extent, Legend of Zelda, F-Zero, Star Fox, Animal Crossing, Pikmin. I mean, those have all come out of this man's brain, right? And so his team was responsible for doing this one. The fun thing about Super Mario World is it picks up some of the things that got left on the chopping block from Super Mario 3. There were still a lot of things that Miyamoto wanted to do when they were making Mario 3 that he couldn't quite get. Most importantly is Yoshi. There's really great concept art out there, hand-drawn pencil drawings of Yoshi and what he would have looked like on the NES had he made it based on the technical limitations. He didn't, but he was one of those features that Miyamoto wanted to put in there. I mean, so much so that this game has been re-released by Nintendo like 6 or 7 times. A Game Boy Advance, the Virtual Console for the Wii and the Wii U, the 3DS, the new 3DS consoles, the Super NES Classic has it on there. Switch Online, it's now on there. Like, they have re-released it so many times, you can't even track sales anymore because now we're just talking downloads now, right?
That's such an excellent point.
Yeah, for sure, right? Super Mario World has 96 level exits in total, spread across all of the different worlds, including all the hidden ones as well too. Which, if you haven't played the hidden Star Worlds, that we'll talk about that when we get into Wonder, because man, is there a cool tie into there as well too. But it introduced Yoshi, which has become a staple in the series for the rest of forever, right?
Icon.
Absolutely.
I mean, you now cannot have Mario without Yoshi.
Yeah,
This is a good thing.
We had our
honestly.
we had our Super Smash
Yoshi.
Brothers episode. Just I don't remember if that was last week or a couple weeks ago. Time is a flat circle. But Yoshi being one of the premier characters in that video game, and for the rest of all the other Smash Brothers as well, he has his own numerous spin-off games like Yoshi's Yarn World and Yoshi's
Epic
Cookie
Yarn, yeah.
and Yoshi's Everything. That's
Yep.
such an excellent point. This game is the unveiling of Yoshi, I think, is one of the most important inventions to the Mario verse.
Yeah. And most
quote
and
unquote.
most notably, when you're sticking to this series, the music once again was done by Koji Kondo, who also did all the Zelda music, especially earlier on too. I mean, and that's why you get that legendary sound and legendary sound effects, because the man is a genius.
Yeah, Super Mario World was the very first game developed for the Super Nintendo. Pretty fucking good for being the first one to come out.
Yeah, no shit.
It invented the spin jump and Mario Kaizo, or should I say Kaizo Mario?
The super hard Marios.
I don't know if you guys, are you familiar with this, Mr. Venacor?
I'm not. I mean, unless you're talking about like that extra game that was a part of Super Mario All Stars. Is that
No,
what you mean?
Kaizo
That's
Mario
awesome.
is a modding community, basically. It started, I should have looked it up. I believe it's in the late 90s or early 2000s.
It's been around forever.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been
interesting.
around for a long, long time, but it started as a very small modding community, and now it's its own like subgenre of Mario play, like, I guess is the best way to
They
explain.
basically made really hard Mario Maker before Mario Maker existed.
Wow.
That is the very succinct way of summarizing what it is. If you Google it, you'll see probably thousands of videos of homemade levels that people run extremely fast, and your head will spin watching it
Wow.
happen. It involves a lot of shell jumping and dashing and wave pumping and
That was
shit. I don't
that
know.
was Sonic, bro. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making shit up now.
So I have to say one thing about Super Mario World. I think what made it so special, at least for the time, if you were there day one and brought home a Super Nintendo when it was brand new and you unpacked Super Mario World and turned it on, you were immediately greeted by this amazing screen with color and the sounds that you had never heard coming out of a video game before. And it was just this beautiful just tapestry of this is what 16-bit graphics can do, like
Yeah.
right out of the gate.
Right out
And
of
it
the
was
gate.
gorgeous.
Yep.
It was gorgeous. We had not experienced that level of beauty in games yet. That was brand new. And the day that we got that system home and my mom and I hooked it up and plugged that game in and turned it on, we were both like, wow. Like it was a real like childhood core memory for gaming.
I can imagine because the opening screen is so bright and welcoming and like friendly and lovely, and
You get that first little screen
so-
that had the message, and then right on to the first map, and oh, look at this beautiful map, and then you click into that first level, and it's wow, just forget it. That giant bullet bill coming at you for the first time, you never forget that.
With the sound to the boom, and you see it coming at you, man.
Yeah.
Ugh. This
I'll
game
tell you-
fills me with joy, man. Honestly, like playing it, I got to play it. This week I played it on the CRT that we have out in the living room. and
Nice.
yeah, I had a
Badass.
blast playing through this game again. I beat it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Forever.
That's always the thing about the Mario games, right? Too, because same with Wonder as well. I beat it in the last week. You know, they're never super long. That's kind of a good thing. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to go back and unlock everything, they always do that, right? They
Yeah.
always offer multiple, like returning to levels, different exits for levels, all those all those special worlds and what. I did not do all the special worlds in Wonder. I saw the first one, the difficulty like 7 stars. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna go back and try that later. But they always give you so much more than just get to the end of the game.
They're easy to beat, but they're hard to master.
Right.
That's the thing. Is like getting that 100% is always
Hard to
difficult.
100%, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I was gonna say this game it may look like a sugar cookie, but this motherfucker is Dark Souls wrapped in a very nice wrapper.
Oh,
'cause
come on. I wouldn't go
that
that far.
shit is pretty fucking unforgiving, and I mean it's good. I mean it's not a baby game. It's fucking a legit
What's
ass
really cool-
platformer.
You can get through the game and get to the ending screen without too much critical thinking. But like you guys were saying, it can be a baby game in that respect. But if you really want to experience everything that Super Mario World has to offer, you really
Yes.
got to think. You really
Yeah.
got to explore.
You got to do so much, like flying to the top of
Yeah.
every level just to be like, there might be something up there.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
Incredibly vertical.
I had that, not to
That's
deviate to
true.
Wonder already, but I had that in one level of Wonder where I fucked up and fell in a hole, and the hole was a secret area. I was like, Yeah, did
Yeah.
it on
Wow.
purpose.
That happened
Okay,
to us
sure.
the other night
But
too.
they all have like a ramping. What makes a good Mario game, I think, is that ramping difficulty. If you were a kid, or if like in Mac's case, you were almost a decade younger than I was, you could kind of get through the first world of Mario World at an okay pace, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But it slowly increased that difficulty on you to the point where you went, well, that's as far as I'm going to get. I'll go back and play those levels again.
Absolutely. Those last few worlds in that Bowser
Right.
Kingdom is fucking. They're pretty
And
fucking
Mario
hard.
3 was the same. And I mean, like, ever since like Mario 3, that's kind of, well, Mario 1 was also the same way. They just got increasingly more difficult.
I think it's when you hit the bridge right before the Lost Forest, like right before you get to that area. That's where the game starts to really get kind of difficult after you get out of the cave.
That seems fair.
Especially the forest, because the forest has that funky thing where like you can actually get lost in it.
Yeah,
and
the
you end up
loop.
doing
Ugh.
circles.
Fuck me, dude.
That's true, though.
was
My
cool.
experience of Super Mario. Because okay, so truth, cards on the table. I beat Super Mario Brothers, or I'm sorry, Super Mario World for the first time, just like a couple weeks ago for this episode.
Cool.
I beat it on the we beat it. If you
Good for you, dude.
if you go to our Instagram, you can see a picture of Raph and I playing double TV Super Mario World.
That's cool. I shared that to the retro main page today.
one
too,
on
but-
one on a
or
retro
when we
console
were
or a
recording.
retro emulator, I should say. But yeah, and so I don't have as much muscle memory, for example, as you guys probably all do. So your experience of it being easy is just like, you have to understand, if you haven't played it that many times. I started on like the second to last world at the same time that Raph like had just finished the caves or something like that.
Yeah.
And we beat the game at the same time. Raph just flew through that bitch. It was so funny. And my main experience with the game was extreme FOMO. Major
Like thinking
FOMO
you
in
had to
every
go back for things.
just
thinking you
You're right,
missed-
yeah.
you
not
missed
thinking,
things.
knowing that I had to go back for things and just being like, but I can't. And the reason is because I suck at this game.
Also,
I
you
s-
have like 300 seconds to finish the entire level, right?
mean,
like that's
oh,
the other
That's
reason
enough
you can't
time
go
for
back.
most
Yeah.
of them, unless you're really exploring. You just go back and do it again. You just try the
Yeah.
level again.
Yeah, of course. But like I said, it's on me. I'm just not very good at the timing of this game. I thought about it, and I likened it to how I am not as good as my friend David when it comes to timing moves in Smash Brothers. Like, I'll be coming down in Smash Brothers, and he'll be jumping up, and he'll get me every time. Like the numbers say I should get him from the top down. You know what I mean? But his timing is just so much better.
It's over,
And
Anakin.
It's the same thing. Exactly. It's the same thing. I feel like I feel like most people's experiences with this and mine, which is I'm just not very good at the timing of Super Mario World. Mario is very slippy. He's very slippy and slidey, in my opinion, and he has a great. It's a double-edged sword. He has a great feeling of momentum because when you're running, you cannot just come to a direct halt. I mean, you can press in the other direction and sort of attempt to correct yourself. You can even do so in midair, but you can also just like be running and then let go of your direction and jump, and he'll absolutely jump at an angle and
He has
like do this
momentum,
big. He has tons of great momentum, which if you look online, that's what helps people smoothly navigate through these levels with such fluidity and grace. But I look like a goddamn clumsy oaf when I try to play this fucking game.
You know what's cool about that when you look at it from the respect of the year when it came out, though? Like these newer ones that are built on gaming engines, basically, right? Whether they're developed in house or not. If you talked about momentum and control of the character when you're in the Super Nintendo era, this was hand programmed, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
of those kinds of things. I mean, that momentum, everything that character can do was on purpose and basically crafted by hand by programmers.
Wow, that's a good point.
I dabble like a little bit in game development and like messing around with Unity, just writing like some sort of like a script for a 2D platformer. All I have to do is write the actual inputs, like basically write like, oh, hit WASD or whatever to go up, down, left. But Unity does the physics for me. Like it
Right.
does the physics in engine. They
Right.
didn't have that. It was
Right.
all hard coded in. They had to hard code their own engine, basically build their own engine, which is hard work. It's impressive, honestly, that they were able to pull it off on such a tiny little cartridge.
And tweak it to make
truly.
it feel good, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest
Yeah.
things between World and Wonder. I did not thoroughly enjoy most of like the Wii U era Mario games, the new Super Mario's, Brothers Wii U, and New Luigi and all Wii U. I did not like the way the characters felt a little, I don't know what's the word, pudgy, bouncy. They weren't as responsive. They weren't. There was a lot of, you get to the end, you change directions, and like you didn't get the change direction, turn around kind of thing.
Yeah,
You
I
got
get what
like
you
a
mean.
slippy, slidey kind of turnaround, and it didn't feel as responsive. And I almost got that period of time. I almost felt myself going, "Is this like old man reflexes? Am I just starting to suck at Mario?"
The controls felt soft and squishy.
And I
don't
pick
know,
up Wonder,
yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh no, this feels like Mario World. This feels good."
Well,
I
shoot,
want to
that's
say something too, actually, Mac. Like, I noticed the main difference was that you were actually playing it on the Wii. I'm sorry, the Wii, the
the
Switch,
Switch.
Hmm.
and I was playing it with the Hyperkin controller, which
Courtesy of
mimics an SNES
RetroGameTreasure.com.
controller. I think that for sure this game was designed around the SNES controller, like 100%.
Oh yeah.
It feels
Hmm.
better with your thumb, like the running and the jumping, like I don't know, your finger, the way that your thumb hovers over the button to actually jump while you're running,
Yeah.
and you're able to just kind of tap it and do it really quickly. And then like that, I do this motion a lot, like when I'm playing this,
sure.
like adjusting for runs and jumps.
It requires a
know,
lot
I
of
think it feels
feathering.
better.
He
I
was
have-
for those of you who are just listening. Raph was doing a little feathering motion
Yeah,
with his
right.
thumb. He was
Yeah.
you tap. You have to do a lot of correcting, like in midair,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
it's funny that, or not funny, but it's interesting that Buck pointed out the hand sculpted physics, because there's a lot of different shit flying at you in this game
Yeah.
pretty much at all times. Like there are some levels where it's all exclusively shit is flying at you. And,
The dolphins. My favorite was
Lots of
when you
shit.
jumped into the level where the dolphins showed up and you're like, whoa, what's going on? And you
Yeah.
just, like
Oh,
freaked
yeah.
out 'cause you didn't know what was about to happen.
I jumped into
And then
that
they were
level
safe,
and
like,
like
they were good.
gasped, and Raph was like, "No, it's fine. They won't kill you." I was like, "Oh shit, these fucking what the fuck are these things? They're huge."
No, it's all about missile megs now. Missile megs are
That's
life.
so funny.
Oh man.
Well,
Nice.
that excellent observation about the controls, I think, is a great segue into Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Fun fact, real quick, before we leave Super Mario Brothers, because we often like to talk about the history of the CDI and Mario and Nintendo's cleavage with Sony. Super Mario World clone Super Mario Wacky Worlds was in development for the Philips CDI by Novalogic
Oof.
from 1992-93, was canceled because of the console's commercial failure. See several of our other episodes to learn about the history of that. Anyhow, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, released in 2023. We've all played it. Buck got to beat it.
Yeah.
But Raph and I have had the awesome experience of doing its 4-player multiplayer. Mr. Venacor, have you been doing the multiplayer, or have you just been doing the solo experience?
Very casual, because I've been playing it a little bit with my 5-year-old son.
It's perfect. We have
and
co-op
he
with
plays-
a toddler, co-op with
he-
adults, and a single player.
He plays the one that can't die. The little bandit rabbit dude.
Nabbit.
Nabbit.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess a real quick summary on this game. It's got 12 different characters to pick from, and it's 4 players simultaneous co-op. So the characters include Daisy, Princess Peach, Mario, Luigi, 4 different types of Yoshi, and this new character Nabbit, who
Well, newer. He's been around.
has he?
Yeah.
What's he from?
Yeah, he was in the Super Mario Brothers Wii
Yeah,
U
the new
or
Super
whatever.
Mario
Oh.
Brothers, all those.
Yeah.
He's been around a
You
little
know,
bit.
I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like this is like a. I feel like this is a Nintendo cash grab trying to like get on like Mario versus Rabbids, because I was like, is this motherfucker a rabbit from that
Yeah.
Ubisoft crossover strategy game? Because a lot of people like that game, but that makes a
Those are
lot
fun.
more sense. Yeah, I haven't played those. But so Super Mario Super Mario Brothers, no colon, Wonder, just Super Mario Brothers Wonder, is pretty dang fun. We've got to only the ice world, which is like 3 worlds in, and we've been doing the multiplayer experience. So I'll go first and explain what our experience has been like. Fun. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. My summarization of my notes here is it's like if Mario Party was a Mario game.
That's
Yeah.
That's funny.
ironically
Yeah.
true.
It's
What? Yeah, but it makes sense.
It
Yeah,
is.
100%.
It's what I mean by that is okay. So we have 4 people have been running through the entirety of this game. Raph and myself, who are quite excellent at video games. Raph is better than me at Super Mario World. And then 2 people who don't really play video games at all, let alone Mario games that could be compared to be as difficult as Super Mario World, right? Because I don't know if I love my girlfriend, but I don't know if she could do Super Mario World in one go. I don't know if she would have the patience to go through it all. But Super Mario Brothers Wonder is really fun. So Mr. Venecor kind of mentioned it earlier. There's a couple characters that can't be killed by enemies. It's the Nabbit character and all of the Yoshis. And also, if you are one of the Yoshi characters, one of the other characters can get on your back
Cool.
and ride you and you can do the Yoshi sacrifice. Of course, you can always do the I'm gonna jump as far as I can. Yoshi does the little kick that he does from Yoshi's Island, and then you can get to certain areas. We last night we were playing and we like brute forced our way through a puzzle just by restarting the level with me as Yoshi and just going fuck. And then we realized there was an invisible block that had a vine
That's
in it, and we were just being
hilarious.
idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
I
just
found
like,
it completely by accident.
we're just
too.
dumb. We just
You dork.
I thought it was the game was being cool and being like, yeah, you got to go in with Yoshi to get it, but no, you
But
just
that's
got to look
cool,
around.
though. Like we found
Yeah.
like an extra way of doing the thing without doing it the right way, which is very
Right.
cool in my
I
opinion.
thought it was cool. I thought it was
Yeah.
cool as well. But yeah, so she'll play as Nabbit, so she doesn't get, killed by enemies. And if there's ever an area of the platforming that's like too difficult, she'll just jump on my back and I'll just carry her through it. Also, if you fall off the screen and die, you turn into a ghost and you can basically respawn automatically by just like floating to one of your friends. So it's really easy to not die.
It's really forgiving. It's
yeah.
supposed to be a fun ride for the whole family. This is not a hardcore gamers kind of game, but like every other mainline Mario, if you want to go farther with it, it lets you.
Right. Yeah, because there are these little seedlings in every level, and it's to unlock them all, you may have to play the level a couple times because maybe one flashes on the screen for just an instant and you just don't get it because your reflexes aren't fast enough, or maybe one is just really, really hidden and you just weren't able to find it because, again, you're just too stupid to look around.
They're like levels inside of levels, though. That feature I like that feature
Yeah.
a lot. That
Yeah.
was really fun.
Yeah, Raph, what was your experience like? Would you say? Well, our experience together. How would you describe it? What are your, your comments on it?
Beautiful chaos is what I call it.
That's yes.
Yeah, it is
fun.
incredibly chaotic, but it's so much fun. There's so much stuff moving on screen in this game constantly, especially when you get the like the flower and it turns into the crazy psychedelic world. Like
I guess we
that's-
should,
yeah.
we should if you haven't played it, there's a mechanic where you
Right.
ingest this flower and then you just
Or
like
something.
trip balls, and then the level like goes cuckoo bananas. It has to do with the plot in which Worm King has lost his spear. Just go play it. It's pretty fun. It's worth the money. But yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, dude. It's just so many different colorful moving things happening on screen all at once. Great music and stuff, but I often have trouble like finding my character on screen. So sometimes I end up having a stupid death because I thought I was one person, and ended up just running off the level. But I feel like that adds to the fun of it because it's so easy to not really lose lives in this game if you're playing with other people. I could imagine that it's harder, and maybe Buck can speak to this, if you're playing by yourself. Maybe harder to not lose lives, but like you don't lose them, right, if you do the ghost thing, so like you could just come up, your friends grab you, you're all good, it's all good, you're back in the game like almost immediately. And even if you do die, you're back in the game within a few seconds. So there's never really any downtime when you're playing with other people. But man, I'm having a freaking blast with this game, man. It's so much fun. Like
But
it's that's it. It's just chaotic, crazy fun.
one of the funnest things to do is to get everyone on a platform of destroyable blocks, then accidentally ground pound them all, so all four of you
Jesus.
plummet to your death
Oh
simultaneously,
my god!
thus wasting 4 lives.
Max, stop doing
My
that.
favorite moment was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just like
accidentally
down.
finding the hole that goes down to the next part of the level, thinking that we
Heyo.
were gonna die. So then we find another hole, and we're like, "Hey, everybody, break the block at once! Let's go!" And then we all just died.
Yeah.
It's great.
Tish had found, my girlfriend had found that like a secret area, like Buck was explaining, where it's like she fell, but then was like, she was every level there's a like sort of map leader. So they'll have a little crown icon above their
It's
head.
whoever gets the
Right.
highest on the previous level's
And
flag,
it's
right?
whoever gets, yes,
Mhm.
correct. And so they are in charge of moving the screen, essentially. So you have to keep pace with them. I love when my girlfriend
my
is in
God.
charge of the level, because it
Oh my
becomes
God.
absolute madness.
My
Oh
5-year-old
God.
will get so frustrated when he's not the leader. I'm like, it's okay, buddy. We'll figure out how to get you leader next round,
You
next
just, you
level.
just say, you just say, no. The crown means you're not the leader.
Yeah.
Just gotta use
He's
the
too
reverse
smart. He's too smart for that. We're
dad
past
psychology.
But yeah, so you have the leader of the level, and so sometimes they can cut off the level for people, but like Raph says, you can come back so quickly. But man, it's a really, really fun party game. Mr. Venicor, do you have, what's it been like playing with your little child? What was that like?
that. Well, it's nice because he's playing as Nabbit, so he can't can't permanently die. So that's good. So it's just a series of trying to reason through the level. Okay, is there a puzzle? Oh crap! He I gotta help him again. Shit, Daddy, I can't get up. I can't do it. And frustrated, a controller drop. Here, bud, let me help. Let me show you how. And my son, I think, learned what momentum was from playing Super Mario Wonder.
Cool. Wow, there you
I'm
go.
being really honest
Physics.
with you.
There you go.
The physics of the game.
And because it's Mario, his first ever movie he ever saw at the movie theater was the Super Mario Brothers movie last year.
Oh,
so
now that's
yeah,
awesome.
so he already loves Mario. My mom was like, what can I get you for Christmas? Like, don't get me anything, but here's something cool if you want to get us something to do together. So it was a Christmas gift, and he was really excited because now we had this brand new Mario game, and
That's cool.
And yeah, his first experience, because it's Wonder, there's a little bit more puzzly stuff than in your typical like early Mario experience.
Right.
So I'll be honest, that was a little bit of a detractor, but he's not the target age group for this game, so I can't really complain, right?
That is an interesting point that I'm going to that just okay, so I think that ties in perfectly to what Buck is going to say when he's going to describe to us why he feels like this game feels like Super Mario World. Because like you said, this game is not for his demographic. Maybe those previous more squishy Mario platformers might have been, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this has got some secret shit in it. It's got some, right? It's not
True Mario game. Air
Buck.
quotes.
But go.
This is cool hearing you guys explain yours first, especially because we haven't all really talked about this together, and there really are 3 different experiences going on here. There's like the adults playing together multiplayer, like dad and kid playing together, and then I just had a straight up like Super Mario World experience because I played all single player, right?
Right.
And that it really did. It felt in the single player experience, it ended up feeling like a Super Mario World on steroids, or a true Super Mario World 2, so to speak. You guys haven't gotten far enough yet, so I'll try not to be too spoilery, but this game, up until like the last areas in the last level, continues to throw entirely new mechanics at you. There are levels where there are flower levels. It's mostly the levels inside the levels, right? Like the regular levels will do like Mario World did. They'll get more increasingly difficult and underground and underwater and stuff like that. But if you guys haven't gotten past the ice world, you haven't even gotten to the drill helmet yet, right?
Yeah, we're on the ice world right now.
There's a drill hat that you don't even see for the first time to like the 4th or 5th world, and you can jump into the ceiling or into the floor, and move while buried underneath the floor, which opens up a whole level of like Minish Cap and Link Between Worlds kind
Wow.
of stuff going on, right?
That's pretty badass.
But then there's a lot of those flower levels inside of levels where the game it'll turn itself upside down. There will be levels where you it goes into water, but you swim wherever the water is. So if the water's on the ceiling, you jump to the ceiling and you swim on the ceiling.
We
instead
have done one of those.
get one of
That
those?
was crazy. Yes.
There's one where you it's all electricity everywhere and you are Metal Mario, and it even has you're even heavier and it makes like chunk chunk chunk. And every time you hit the electricity, it's because it's dark. And when you get electrified, you light up the area around you so you can see a little more where you're going. There's one that
Sweet.
switches to a complete top-down view.
I wanted to mention that one. That was fucking
whoa.
awesome.
And Mario
That blew my
moves
mind.
all around with these bumpers pushing around.
With
Looks like Smash
4
TV or
people,
something
that was just
crazy.
like, what the fuck?
Insane.
We were like, what is happening? It's a mini game. Let's go.
There is one map
Wow.
where it goes black and white and it straight up becomes like a stage out of that game Limbo.
Oh
where
god.
where like you can see the black and whites or the black silhouettes of you and the mounds you have to work on, but the mounds will like move and they have faces and eyes and they move depending on where you're standing.
What?
And so those things, it feels like they are constantly throwing new shit at you. My absolute favorite one isn't until like World 7, and Venny, you'll love this. Remember the little ninjas from Mario 2?
Oh,
The little
yeah,
ninja
I
stars?
love those guys.
Oh.
No, it gets better. The first level you run into them in is a concert, and you have to jump in time with the music to get them to cheer in the foreground.
No.
And that's how you get more things to happen in the level. If you don't jump in time, then those things will not happen and you cannot progress past certain areas.
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
Wow.
That's honestly fantastic. I
We
love
haven't
that.
even got into the badges yet, but you literally
right.
earn a badge right after that is called like the like jumping badge. And from then on, if you equip it in any future level, if you jump in time with the music, every time you jump, you earn coins.
What?
That's great. I will never unequip it.
The badges start to get so cool. I don't know if you want to talk about the
Yeah,
badges,
so
Mac,
to
and I could talk
explain-
about a bunch of them.
To explain what Buck is talking about in this game, in between levels and before you start a level, they give you the ability to equip a little, literally like a little tiny Boy Scout badge or something onto your little worm guy who's on your
Basically.
back in the level.
Yeah.
That's literally, yeah. And they'll give you abilities like the ability to turn your hat into a giant glider, so you float down or jump off the wall like vertically before you do your edge jump. Or Buck, you've probably seen many more than I have.
You guys can see the silhouettes on there. There are like 20 plus badges. And
Yeah.
so there's really simple Mario ones, like if you jump multiple times in a row, your jumps get higher. There's one where you do the Yoshi leg kick and you float for a moment. There's the spin jump ones. But later on, you get like some game mechanic shit. Like there is one later on where you get a piranha plant grappling hook. And you can fling that shit straight out in
Cool.
front of you and then grapple to a wall. There's ones where you can jump off the walls, but you can jump an extra time straight up instead of just off the wall. There's the coin one that I mentioned. There's one in the water levels where you get dolphin swimming, and you can swim like a dolphin
We
rather
have
than
got
like
that.
Mario.
That was really cool. Yeah, because Mario, I hate the way he swims. I'm sorry.
That's
I love
neat.
It's
you,
a
Mario.
little better in this game. It's a
It
little
is.
better
It's not
than
bad.
normal in this
But the
game.
dolphin swimming hat, if you know you're going to a water level, you can just take it. The overworld, it's interesting. I would like to go and play this like Buck has described, like this Super Mario World experience.
It's a different game from what
because
you guys are explaining.
Yeah, there is an overworld map, much like Super Mario World. I don't know if there's any secret unlockables. We haven't found any secret ones yet.
Oh
like,
gosh,
as far
yeah.
as
In the
levels.
desert, there are hidden levels, hidden areas.
Okay.
I found a hidden pipe, two or three hidden pipes in the desert that lead to. You find Captain Toad. Captain Toad's hanging out hidden in the desert.
Wow.
We
And
found
he gives
Captain
you-
Toad.
He gives you extra purple coins and stuff. So
Fuck
there's
me. Damn.
there's lots of
Well,
There's lots
damn.
of-
So that's very Super Mario World-esque as well. And obviously, much like my Super Mario World playthrough, on our group Super Mario Brothers Wonder playthrough, we've just been skipping the very hard levels.
Yeah.
No need to do those hard extra things. It's
That's
too fucking
interesting. Wonder has this mechanic where you earn those seedlings, and you only need a certain amount of them to progress to the castle
hard.
and
So you
finish
don't
the world.
have to do every... level on
No.
on whatever
No.
floor you're on. So to speak.
Admittedly so, in the
Yes.
in the next to last Bowser's world, admittedly so, the underground world, there's like three or four levels I did not
Yeah.
even touch because I had enough seedlings. I just wanted to try
it
and
is
finish it before
super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's even more to it. There's the variety of the levels too. If you talked about, there's levels that are straightforward Mario levels, and then there's like the KO challenges. Have you guys done any of those? The knockout challenges?
I don't think so.
There's
Describe.
I don't
levels.
think so.
So the first room is, here's your bubble flower, which is one of the new ones we hadn't talked about yet, but there's not just a fire flower, but a bubble flower, right? Bubble flower. So the room is the elephant one, which is really fun and cool because he has the trunk and hits the fire flower,
the
the
elephant
bubble flower.
power up. Yes, he turned into
So-
a giant elephant.
It's really cool, and he can hit with his trunk, and he can
Yep.
absorb water.
Absorb water and
So-
shoot it.
So the KO levels, the first thing you do is you get to choose one of the power-ups. And then the next three preceding levels have enemies in them. They'll tell you how many, and you have to kill all the enemies in that room to proceed to the next room. There's usually 3 to 4 rooms. And there's a timer, and the faster you do it, the better you do it, the more those purple coins you collect at the end of it. That is the whole level, just those KO challenges.
Yeah, that's cool. We did one of like the mystery ones where it's
Yeah,
like
the
there's
search
a bunch of
levels.
things that are hidden, and you
Mhm.
can just all you do. There's like no enemies in it.
Yeah.
There's coins hidden in there.
And there's ones that are just single room challenges with the badges. Like you'll get the triple jump challenge, or the high jump challenge, or the
Yeah.
spin jump challenge. So the variety of the levels that they threw in there, they're not all just Mario World run from left to right levels.
Right.
It's cool. It mixed it up enough to where, like, not that I was going to get bored playing a Mario game, but it really fended that off even more because I was like, these are neat. These are a cool deviation from just the norm.
Yeah, I agree. Whenever you jump into one of those, the cool thing is it's never something you had seen before. It was always like a brand new deal. Like,
Right.
whoa, that's really creative, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
the variety of the mini levels like the things that happen
Yeah,
after the
dude.
flowers
That-
make
that
the world
made it
trip
for
like are
me.
really awesome. Like
That made it for me.
they'll make
But,
the pipes like
exactly
come
like you said.
alive and fucking
Right.
wiggle around and shit, and like it's really
That-
cool.
That happens to a LSD level in the last Bowser level.
bet.
Shit comes alive and does weird mechanical things. There's a giant fucking Yoshi dragon that like flies through the
What?
level for God knows what reason.
Hell yeah.
And I'll say, you guys know the premise in this, they show you at the beginning, but Bowser has turned himself into a giant castle, right? That's
Right.
what's going on.
Yeah.
By the end, you realize, I think this takes a lot of inspiration from the Mario movie. By the end, this is basically like a rock concert, and like he's trying to put on like a concert.
That's
This-
so silly.
This Bowser fight,
It's cool as shit, honestly.
Yeah.
Benny, I'll tell you right now, the Bowser fight in this game is a rhythm game.
Well, cool. Well,
It's a rhythm
so
game?
much of
It's-
Mario is about
it's-
rhythm. Honestly,
This is 110%
Ooh.
a rhythm. This Bowser fight is more rhythm game than any other. It's fucking Donkey Kong Jungle Beat like rhythm game.
Big
Oh, wow.
fan. A big fan.
Wow.
Yeah, you'll love it. So it was a
Awesome.
fun ride. It was a fun ride.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I would say that the critics were pretty right. It does feel like some sort of spiritual successor to
Mhm.
Super Mario World, with the overmaps, with the creative levels, with the excellent sticky platforming. It's a good game. It won't ever go on sale probably, but if it does, pick it up.
Yeah,
Even if it
right.
doesn't, pick it up.
Nintendo
I'd
games
say.
don't go on
You
sale.
can count on that.
If you want a game that is both a party game and a good Mario platformer, I'd say Super Mario Brothers Wonder is pretty good pickup. Can't go wrong. But we need to take a break and go ahead and get to our last segment, our What Else You Got?
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our gang. We're not like the others who get all the fame. Your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers.
Gentlemen, we're at the end of our show. It's our What Else You Got, where we're allowed to bring anything we want to the table, be it movie, be it book, be it new toy, new peripheral. I will go first. Beating Super Mario World made me get interested in playing Yoshi's Island.
Cool.
I had
Oh, that's
never
right, yeah.
I had played Yoshi's Island
Hey.
for like an hour before, like on the Switch SNES online console. But yeah, I've been playing it for like, I don't know. I'm on the second batch of Worlds, so I went through all 9 or whatever it is of the first. I was recently on vacation in Denver, and I brought my Switch and I fucking played
What?
Yoshi's Island. I fucking love that game. It's really
Hell
cool.
yeah, dude.
Wait.
Yeah.
What else did you bring with you to Denver? Is there nothing else you have for your
fuck
what else
me.
you got?
Hold on.
Talk about.
Oh man.
He done fucked up.
Buck knows something we don't know, Raph.
Yeah, his birthday present that I got him.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's
He almost
right.
he almost crapped his pants.
It is really
Hey,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let him share it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna, not
Forgot
gonna spoil
about
this
this.
one.
I didn't. It's you know what it is, Buck? It's because I didn't have a case for it, and I didn't bring it on the trip. So if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify, pull your car over to see that. For my birthday, Buck got me an analog pocket.
What is that?
What is
You never seen
this,
one of
Vinny?
these?
I'm so glad you asked. This little fucking beauty is like the best native hardware playing
FPGA.
retro device that you will ever see in your life. It's crazy. They only release not enough of them, never enough. This thing can without any this right here, this bad boy can play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy games.
Right.
And you can get adapters for this so that you can play, I believe, Atari Lynx, Sega Game Gear, and what's the one with Bonk?
TurboGrafx
16
cue cards.
In this fucking
Badass,
this.
dude.
Let me turn this on. Let me see if I can get the screen. This thing
It looks really
looks
nice.
good.
Yeah, I
If
was playing Super
you
Dodgeball
don't,
on that
let
thing,
me.
and
Oh
it's-
fuck! I don't have. Oh god, hold on. Now I gotta go grab it. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Okay, so if you are just listening, I am grabbing a copy of something that I was also gifted by Buck. Something that is a really, this is hard to get out of
We
his
raided the
beautiful gem.
warehouse.
Yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
My man.
Oh,
My man.
baby.
Wow.
Tic Tacs.
Are you
great
ready for
game.
this
Hell
shit?
It's a great game.
Oh,
Look,
hell
oh
yeah,
god, it's so
man.
shiny. It's too reflective. Look at
It's
this.
like a
Oh, I have to turn.
backlit
I have to turn it
IPS
down
screen.
because it's so beautifully lit.
Hell
This
yeah, bro.
this screen, you can also switch it to make it look like it's running on either a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy SP. Like this thing has so many fantastic options with it. It's not emulation. It's playing the cartridge. This thing kicks all sorts of ass. I didn't get to take it on my trip, but I'm going to rip through some fucking Final Fantasy Tactics Advance because I've never played that game, and I love Final Fantasy Tactics. I know it's a little bit different, but I'm going to rip through that bitch. Thank you, Buck.
hell yeah, dude.
Fantastic birthday
Happy
gift.
Very
birthday.
nice.
Thank
man.
you for
Very
reminding
nice.
me. That is excellent. But also, I love Yoshi's Island.
Bet.
Buck, what else you got for us this week?
Man, I am a game beating machine, is what I am.
You are. Holy
I-
smokes. You've
I
been on a roll lately.
I wrapped up Midnight Suns,
Hell yeah.
which
Oh shit.
guys, I cannot tell you enough. Do not sleep on that game. If you like, it's not just a deck builder game. It also has positioning on the maps like XCOM at the same time, but without the grids. So characters like Spider-Man that are good with environmental attacks, like really shine on some of those levels. I ended up addicted. Our buddy Jensen, same thing. He picked it up too. He's like, I picked it up because Marvel. I'm a sucker, and he's like, I did not expect to be addicted, and he did the same thing. He ended up unlocking all the special costumes, doing all that stuff too. So I beat that. Then I picked up Super Mario Wonder to play it for this, and admittedly not nearly as long of a game, but was a total blast. And now I started playing Unicorn Overlord.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
yeah, brother.
I am like 1 hour into that game, and I already see, Venny, why you were like, "Yep, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely love this."
Fuck. It's
Oh,
it's,
man.
it's good. All
Oh,
right.
it just
gotta
It
get it.
instantly.
Oh,
It sucks you in right
yes.
away. It's gorgeous. You just want to keep playing. It's a lot of fun.
It comes out of the gate with phenomenal voice acting. First of all, like really
Absolutely.
good voice acting.
As big of a shitstorm as people made on social media about the localization for Unicorn Overlord, I vehemently disagree. I thought they did a wonderful job.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
dude.
He
You're
said
nitpicking at that point.
the language was too flowery and too.
It's medieval. It's
yeah.
high fantasy.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
stupid.
high fantasy. Of course, you
It's
say words.
stupid, is what it is.
Of course, you say words like bequeath and stupid shit like that. It's
Some
high.
Game
it's
of Thrones
really
shit.
Yeah, it's
Game
freaking
of
cavaliers
Thrones,
and
yeah.
freaking thieves and archers and shit. But
Unhand me.
the
Yeah,
coolest
man.
thing about it is like there's just the right amount of hands-on with setting up the grouping of the squads and whatnot,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you send them where they need to go, and there's just the right amount of hands-off.
Fuck yeah.
Like put them there, did that there. Yep, gonna watch it play out.
Anime
Okay.
fight scene.
And it does that
Yeah.
whole thing where it shows you ahead of time a guesstimation of either how badly you're or how well you're going to win or how badly you're going to lose. But then you can watch it to see what happens and then improve on your tactics in the next encounter with that enemy by, move an archer to the back line and everything else. And I say estimate because like thief classes have a percent to dodge, right? So they may dodge, they may not. You may one hit kill them. They may survive all your hits.
Right. God, I gotta get that game.
It's just that's so
Fantastic.
unique.
Well, Raph, what have you got for us this week?
Well, this week I'm chugging along in Final Fantasy VI. I'm
Cool.
roughly about 20 hours into that game.
Hell yeah, brother.
I am at the point where there is now a floating continent above the continent.
Okay.
My boy Kev.
Yeah.
On second
yeah.
continent.
Yeah, right, exactly. I got second
see our Super
continent.
Nintendo Retro Roundup if you want to see me literally cry about how much I
Gush
love
about
Ke-
that game,
Kefka.
for sure. I'm powering through that, but also in the times that I am not wanting to play through an incredibly epic RPG, I've been messing around with the game The Messenger because
I love that game.
Yeah, I bought it on the Switch.
Ooh.
Dude, I fucking love this game. Like the music, incredible. The
Same guy that did Sea of Stars.
Yeah.
Same guy
right,
did all the
right.
music.
Yeah,
Eric
yeah.
Brown, I believe.
Yeah.
But and I also just a little side note. I ordered the pre-order for the physical of Sea of Stars.
Oh,
because
me
I
too.
really wanted it.
Like day
Yeah,
one.
Yeah,
A pre-order
it's
for
coming
what?
out in like a week
Sea
or
of
something like
Stars.
that. So
It's
yeah.
physical
Oh,
edition.
very good.
Comes out
Yeah,
like
you guys
this
were talking about that. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I never finished it on the PlayStation because I got distracted by a bunch of other shit. I'm like right near the end of it, but I think I might just start it over and just play it on the Switch.
Oh, because you got to
Um,
get the true ending.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, The Messenger, dude, if you haven't played this game, check it out. It's so much fucking fun, dude. Like just
Yeah.
being able to
It
like
fucking
zip.
looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good. And then when it switches from the NES graphics to the
Like
Super
the SNES
NES
and
graphics,
music.
it gets like gorgeous.
It's
man.
hilarious because this same guy, Eric Brown, that did the music for Sea of Stars, right? He does
Yeah.
the music for The Messenger, and he basically has to make an 8-bit and a 16-bit version
Right.
of like every musical track. And then he does Sea of Stars, and he has to make a day, a night, and a pirate accordion version of
every
every
one,
piece
yeah.
of music.
This guy's a working
there's
man.
so much music on all of these albums. Like there's 2 separate albums for The Messenger, and then like there's like 3 discs for like the Sea of Stars a soundtrack or whatever.
You know what's the
But
coolest, craziest way to explain The Messenger for anybody who hasn't seen it? It is, what if Ninja Gaiden was a Metroidvania game?
Right, yeah.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Ninja
that's-
Gaiden as a Metroidvania is a really great way to put it.
featured in 2 different graphical art styles.
Right. The twist is
simultaneously.
the twist is you like time travel between the
Yeah.
past and the present, and the past is NES style music and art,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
the
that's neat.
present is Super Nintendo style music and art.
And it's funny as hell too. Like the dialogue is really, really funny. There's like this running gag at the shop where you can go up to the cabinet and he tells you, please don't touch the cabinet. And every time
Oh.
you try to touch the cabinet,
You mean
tells
the
you something
shopkeeper?
else.
Does the shopkeeper recognize anybody now that
the
you've played Sea
shopkeeper
of
looks
Stars?
super familiar. And yeah, it does look like somebody from Sea of Stars.
They
but
say
I
that they
can't...
live in the same universe,
Right.
So
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
The 2 games are set in the
Interesting.
same universe. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but straight up, I'm not even gonna say too much about this game. If you haven't played The
It's great.
Messenger or Sea of Stars, check out both of them because they're
Yeah.
both awesome.
What's crazy about
right.
Messenger is like it's a Metroidvania, it's a Ninja Gaiden game, whatever. You expect to be done with it in like 2 hours, and that game's like
Ooh.
10, 12 hours long.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Oh,
a
shit.
true Metroidvania.
Hell yeah. Damn,
Fun.
I didn't realize it was that long.
So me either.
Mi-
When I started playing it,
Mr. Vinicore, what else
That's
have you
cool.
got for us this
Mhm.
week?
Not too much this week. I've had a lot of IRL stuff that I've had to prioritize. I haven't had too
Mhm.
much time for games, but I have been playing some Unicorn Overlord. I've been pressing through that. I just got to the point, Buck, where you can upgrade the characters to their master like their upgraded version of their class.
Oh,
That
that's so cool. I
that
didn't know that was
becomes
a
a
thing.
thing.
That's
A
a
great.
la
Ah,
Shining
yes.
Force. Yeah.
Dang, this game.
Yeah.
It
Very
doesn't
good.
hurt that the art style is mwah, oh chef's
Oh,
kiss.
dude,
Oh.
when you upgrade your first character or two and you see the visual upgrade, you're going to just drool. It's beautiful.
It already. Oh man,
Um,
like Final Fantasy 1 class change, kind of right. Like
snagged,
look at the ninja.
yeah. Snagged a pre-order for the collector's edition of Metaphor Refantasio, the new Atlas
Oh,
Persona style
yeah.
RPG that I showed you
was
guys a few months
thinking
ago.
about that game the other day. I was like, when does that come out?
When does that
Right,
come
me
out?
too.
October. It comes out in October.
Okay.
Wow.
So we got a ways to go.
Yes.
So please feel free, finish whatever you're doing. You'll be done in time for Metaphor.
Mm.
And I have to tell you this, as far as the pricing goes for collector's editions these
Mhm.
days and what you get, it was a very, very, very good collector's edition for the cost, in my opinion. Mainly because it came with a lot of music, and I am a music fanboy. It's got a 35th anniversary Atlas Best of soundtrack collection that comes with this Metaphor collector's
What?
edition.
That's
Not
really
to
cool.
mention the Metaphor itself soundtrack. So I was like, fuck that, man. That's GG,
Whoa,
nerd.
That kicks ass.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
fucking tight.
A+ collector's edition, in my opinion.
I
So-
still want to play the card game that came in the Unicorn Overlord.
Dude,
collector's
I will play
edition.
that with you. I
It
will
looks
play
so
that
cool.
with you. Yeah.
What?
I-
There's a card game that's
there is a-
physically
He
released
showed
in
us.
the-
He showed us.
2
Oh
to
my
4
gosh.
player card game that, oh man, I love it when they do that kind of stuff and it's really good. Like he's mentioned with the soundtrack collections and everything else. I love
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
God
Yee, yee.
damn.
I
Good
love it
stuff,
the physical.
guys. Good stuff.
I love it the physical.
Well, that is fantastic, but also that's it for our show. Oh no. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and hey, you can even comment on our videos. There's little Q&As that we'll put up on the episodes on Spotify if you listen through there, or if you watch us on YouTube. You can always comment on any of our stuff there. We make cute little shorts that you can watch. They're fun and cute. And like I said before, you can also
short.
follow us. You can also follow us on Instagram. Sometimes we'll post extra stuff there. Like I said, you can see the picture of Raph and I playing Super Mario World, and I went to Evangelion in theaters recently, and that was cool. I posted some pictures.
Oh,
about that.
nice, dude.
Yeah. You can find links to all that stuff at our linktree /the GTP. Big news. We're on more platforms now. I know you're already listening on a platform. Mac, why would I switch? I don't know. Maybe you're watching on YouTube and then you like Apple Podcasts. So just so you know, we're on more stuff now. I did that thing.
It's
All
a
right.
thing.
Join us next week where we will be celebrating National Pizza Day by talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games exclusively.
The Ninja
yeah.
Turtles just turned
Wow.
40 years old.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I
Really?
didn't know we were the same age. Spoiler.
There are a
Wow,
lot
that's-
of
that's
Teenage
wild.
Mutant Ninja Turtle games to talk about when you think about it. There's
hell
good
yes.
ones. There's
Man.
hard ones. I'm not going to call the Manhattan Project bad. It's just
Oh,
really
I like
hard.
Manhattan Project. What
I
about the
know.
first one for the
It's
NES?
hard. It's
That one's
hard.
fucking hard.
That one's
fucking
yeah.
tight too, though. We want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. You can find them on Spotify, Apple Music, and they probably already had all their stuff on everything because they're responsible creators.
They're fun.
And
They're
of-
going on tour with MC Chris again this summer. Go see them. They're coming to
Whoa.
Florida.
Attention listeners, did you hear what the Megabuck just said? I don't know. MCP Pants
Yes,
touring
MCP Pants.
is touring with Crunkwitch. You should
Yes.
probably go. Wow, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's a clip right there.
I think they're coming to the Conduit. They're coming to Conduit here in Orlando.
Dude, sign me the fuck up. I'm going with you. That is
Okay.
such a tiny venue. That's going to be amazing.
When is this?
Okay, so it's
I'll find it. I'll clue
you
you
ever
guys
watch
in.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force? You
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
MCP Pants?
No,
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
No, I'm saying
Oh, okay.
when is this?
Oh, when is
This
this? Yeah.
this summer. They're going on tour this summer.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All right. And of course, we would like to thank RetroGameTreasure.com, owned and operated by the Megabuck, aka Buck. To my right,
There. That's
he's right
me.
over here.
Wherever I
right
am.
over here. We want to thank Retro Game Treasure is a subscription service that sends collectors bespoke boxes of video games every month. Simply make your profile at www.retrogametreasure.com and you'll receive games tailored to fill out your collection. That's right. They painstakingly review what you have and what you like to make sure that you get new games that you can play every single month. RetroGameTreasure.com, obsessed with video games since 1985. Buck, hit me with those new subs.
Oh, speaking of people that have all their custom settings set up, all these guys do. It's a long one, so because it's near the first of the month when we recorded this, and we're popular at the beginning of the month. Here we go. Jacob Lindy, Rael Peterson, Jeremy Vaughn, Dylan Garcia, Anthony Sykes, Stephen Odisho, Sean Odell, Joshua McCoy, Kevin Steele, Justin Paul, Aaron Massey, Megan Stone, Matt Atman, Donald Scott, Cody Rockstad, Kevin Cunningham, Joseph Kragna6, Sonia Budd, Richard Nichols, Andrew Bowman, Damaris Citron, Andrew Gladfettler, Brian Rogers, Andrew Klein, Jeffrey Young, Dallas Howell, Ezekiel Loreno, Oscar Pearson, Dennis Miller.
Good Lord, my name is Max Stein, and I love the Game Treasure podcast. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Yahoo! Yahoo!
Wake